Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the It's Okay Kid podcast. This podcast is your weekly dose of clarity and self-discovery. If you're into personal growth, mindset and the occasional funny story, then we're the podcast for you. Now, thanks for listening, and as I said before, I wanted to create first 3 episodes on kind of tips and tricks and tools and helping you find kind of direction. If you wanted to change direction in your life, if you were ever feeling stuck, trapped, if you were in a bad place, if you were in a good place, I wanted to do the first kind of 3 episodes. I was in a bad place, you might not be, but you might be looking for direction. You might be listening to that inner critic. First episode was tools and tricks and tips, no tricks, it's no magic, on how to move forward if you've lost direction in life, if you're feeling stuck. This is about getting unstuck and moving forward. The second episode was about taming that inner critic, that inner voice. Like I said, some people call it part X, some people call it the chimp, the limbic part of you, the emotional part of you. Taming that voice, the critical part is still part of you, but it isn't you. And it's about how to tame the voice and move forward, because that's what we're looking for here. We're looking for forward motion, new tools, set a goal and work forward. What's your next steps, small steps up to getting that next goal. Okay, so this episode is about being stuck in the negativity maze, the vicious cycle that you keep going round and round. You waste half your life with these negative thoughts, worrying about something that's never going to happen, or worrying about the situation that you could have maybe performed better, done something better, and it just won't leave you, and it keeps you feeling trapped. The second bit of this episode is going to be about radical acceptance, accepting where you are, and then looking for the lesson and then moving forward. So first is the negative, or the maze of negativity, that vicious circle that just keeps you looking round and round. That's where your inner critic wants to keep you. It wants to keep you in victim mode. It wants to stop you from moving forward. It doesn't want to see you succeeding. You're waiting on that apology that's never going to come, whether it be something that happened in the workplace, a traumatic event in the past. You just keep thinking about it, and it's like negative thought, negative behaviour, negative action, and it goes round and round and round. We're only here for a short time. We've not got time for these negative loops. We've not got time to be wasting on stuff that was either in the past, or an apology that's not going to come, a wrong that's not going to be righted. It's not going to happen. You need to accept it and then move past it. Unfortunately, good things happen to bad people, and bad things happen to good people. So we need to move past this. And I'll give you an example, so you know I'm not lying, and you know what I'm talking about. I was stabbed years ago, in my teenage years, and it affected me right into my 20s. But my negative cycle was, I maybe should have avoided the incident. I maybe should have dealt with it a lot better. I should have done this. The next time I see this person, because it turns out I actually knew the person that had done it. The next time I see them, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and it just round and round and round. And it never affected me. I'm saying it affected me into my 20s, but I didn't think about it all the time. But when I did think about it, I was just going round, and it would just control me and consume me and stop me from moving forward, and maybe stop me from doing stuff I wanted to do. You can probably relate. And it doesn't have to be a traumatic event. It could be something simple. Somebody said something to you in the workplace, or on a night out, or in town, and you're ashamed of how you reacted, and it preys on you. You're ashamed of how you reacted, and you start ruminating on, I'm going to do this the next time, I'm going to do that. I've seen it, you've seen it, we've all seen it, and it's about breaking this vicious circle. So a tip that I try to do when I felt like this, and a tip that got me through it, was some people call it the feel good buffet, or a list of actions, only small, that can break that cycle. It might be listening to music, listening to a podcast, exercise, go on a walk, whatever it may be. When you feel yourself coming across these negative emotions, break the cycle. Go and do something that makes you feel good, whether it be your favourite song, listening to a podcast, something that changes your state, shifts you for the bad place into the good place, into a good mental state, into a good positive feeling, and gets you breaking that cycle. And then it's like, right, what can I do now? Start asking yourself, right, what's the next steps? What's a positive action I can take? Start teaching yourself to step out the negative and into the positive. What's the next action I can do that's going to get me towards my goals? And by now, I hope you've started making lists, started taking small steps towards your goals, and that's where you get back to. I mentioned in previous podcasts the three aspects of reality that you don't ever get to forget, or you don't ever get to escape. And that's the pain, your current pain, past pain, but also future pain if you don't get a handle on it. Second one's the uncertainty, moving forward. You don't know what's coming next. You've got these goals, it's strange, you're a wee bit fearful, you're a wee bit scared. It's about moving forward in the uncertainty, and it's a constant work. This is another tool that you're going to need for the constant work, because that voice isn't going away. You've got a direction, you've learned to tame your voice, and these tools will help you when these thoughts start to creep in, like you're no good enough, or they're speaking about you, they're laughing about you. You want to change your behaviour, which will change your action, which will change your result, and this is good. Start getting into your podcast, positivity, start listening to music, anything good for exercise, good for a walk. I like exercise and a walk. Sometimes if I'm feeling really low, I'll listen to a podcast while I'm out for a walk, or I'll listen to music when I'm on a run, and then it's right, when I get back, what's my next step? Let's forget about that. And then obviously positive action breeds confidence, which gets you back on track. It breeds positivity, and that voice then slowly shifts, and you've broke the cycle. But again, like I said, it's constant work. It never, ever goes away. This is a constant battle, but I'm telling you, if you follow these steps, then you'll break the cycle, and then you'll start to catch it. Oh, bang, you'll catch it straight away, and it starts to get quicker and quicker, and then you start to be more positive and positive, and you get there sooner. I'm telling you, this stuff works. The second thing I want to speak about is your radical acceptance. You need to accept where you are. You can't change the past. You can't change the past. It's always going to be there. But what you're trying to shape your future. You've tried in the past and failed, like me. It took me about a year and a half to get back to where I wanted to be, where I was. But I had the evidence of being there before. You might have the evidence of a friend that's you've seen change, or you might have been a good version of your former self and want to get back. You might have these examples, and these people are following these tools. That's all they're doing. They've got a lot of positivity, they're willing to put in the work, but the radical acceptance bit is, you know what you should be doing that you're not doing. You know, everybody knows, whether it's get goals, whether it's get fitter, whether it's lose weight, everybody knows the stuff that they should be doing that they're not doing. So it's accepting where you are, no judgment. And then when these things pop up, it's about, right, first positive action, no negative thoughts, and then it's like, what action can I do now? It's not, what do I think my next step is? It's something that you can do to move the needle now. It doesn't need to be massive. It can just be a little thing that pushes you towards the goals that you want to achieve. And honestly, see if you start, this is a superpower. This is your power. Your brain starts to train itself into spot the lessons, spot the negative. Might be a bad situation, it might be the vicious cycle, or something shit, you've had a shit day. Right, what's the lesson here? Bang, spot it straight away, and it's right, what's the one positive thing I can do to move now? You need to move now. What's the one positive thing I can do to move the needle towards where I want to go? And honestly, if you start doing that, it is your next superpower. So that is the end of the third episode, and that is the end of this wee mini series. I'm going to start moving on to other stuff that I want to talk about, and the funny stories that I promised you. So 6 subscribers, I'm so thankful for yous. You can hit me up on It's Ryan Monty on Instagram. Like I said in the last episode, I'm going to keep everything together. It's Ryan Monty on Instagram, and I'm going to keep posting on here once a week. I'm going to get guests on. I spoke about Lee Mackay. He's already been lined up and agreed to come on. So he'll be a really good guest. He's all about mindset, world champion Thai boxer. really good guest to get on. And my partner Lisa, who's training to be a therapist, she's already agreed, although she doesn't know it yet, to come on. So good episodes to look forward to. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.